Welcome to the BookLab. In this video I will share 3 books that will revolutionize your ability to persuade and influence. Why learn about influence? Influence is a great skill to master for any leader, well, for anyone actually. And no, being able to influence the people around you is not the same thing as being manipulative, as long as your intention comes from the right place. Another perk of learning about influence is that it works both ways. Not only will you be able to be more influential, you will also be able to spot when other people, such as marketers, salesmen or politicians, are using manipulative tactics of influence on you. So it both sharpens your sword and it hardens your protective armor. The first book that I want to recommend is Influence by Robert Cialdini, The Psychology of Persuasion. This book is the result of rigorous evidence-based research and decades of studies. And what's remarkable about this little book is that it presents all its information in such an accessible way. And what it does is that it breaks down influence into 7 key principles: scarcity, authority, social proof, liking, reciprocity, consistency/commitment, and unity. The book contains examples of each of these principles, and also it tells the story about the experiments that have confirmed each of them, and they're sometimes very funny. This is the perfect book if you're a beginner reader, if you're starting to learn about human nature, and as a plus you will also level up your persuasive skills as you read it. The second book that I want to recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is a perennial bestseller and it has sold millions upon millions of copies since its introduction in 1936. It's kind of funny. As I read through my notes from this book, I realized that the person that I admire the most at my workplace, and he's definitely a person that has a lot of influence over how we do things and why the company is a great place to work. He does everything that Dale Carnegie prescribes in this book, and I don't really think he have read it, but it's kind of a testament to the powerful principles that you can find here. In this book you will learn how to make friends quickly and easily and get people to like you. You will learn how to win people over to your way of thinking, and you will learn how to change people's minds without arousing any resentment from them. I'm rereading this book right now with my book club, so it will be super fun to see how it holds up. When I read it back in the day, I gave it a 5 out of 5, and I will put the full review up as soon as I finished it, and you will find a link to that in the description below if you look at this in the future. And while you're down there, press the like button, subscribe. This channel is about sharing great book recommendations on psychology, philosophy, human nature and human potential every week. And it's my mission to enlighten the world with great books. The third book that I want to recommend is Never Split the Difference, Negotiating as Your Life Depended on It by Voss. For me, a great book changes my perspective. It motivates me to improve myself as a person, and it should be a joy to read. And Never Split the Difference checks all those boxes for me. I've read this book 3 times already. 2 of those times it was with a book club with the intention to implement the tactics from this book into our everyday life immediately. So I've been very thorough in my exploration of this topic. The book is written by Voss, a former FBI negotiator who spent 20 years dealing with hostage situations and terrorists. And guess what? What he found out was that the tactics and strategies that he used in his professional life could be generalized and applied to everyday situations for everyday people. And that's what we get in this book. It's a bunch of different techniques that will help you be an ace negotiator. If you make an effort and use the tools that you get from this book in your everyday life with no delay, then this might be the most valuable book that you ever have read. If Atomic Habits is the ultimate habit building book, then Never Split the Difference is the ultimate book on negotiation, a form of persuasion. All these books are available as audiobooks as well. That's actually how I consume most of my books, because it's just so accessible. You can just put on your earphones while you're doing chores, while you're out for a stroll, while you're at the gym. It's just a great way to get more reading done. And I put a link to Audible in the description below. That's where I have my audiobook library, and it's a really great service. And I have individual reviews of each of these books that are more in depth. I put those links there as well. And also I've created a video about the importance of book clubs. I noticed that I talked a lot about book clubs in this video. So if you're interested in why should I join a book club, what's the purpose, what do I get out of it, then check that video out. Enough of me. I'm back next week with more videos. Bjorn out.